While returning to the company, Chairman Yoon's car was ambushed by terrorists. They were heavily fired upon. Kim Ho-sung had no choice but to drive the car into the woods to evade them, but the car lost control and crashed into a tree. They had to flee on foot, but the terrorists quickly pursued them closely. This left them no choice but to take cover behind a mound of rocks and exchange fire. Meanwhile, Yeon-sil immediately alerted headquarters upon detecting gunfire. On-san knew it was a protocol code red, so he rushed to the observation room immediately. Yeon-sil reported detecting gunfire within a 2-kilometer radius and showed CCTV footage from the surrounding area, spotting Chairman Yoon's car nearby. They deployed a drone to locate her position. Yeon-sil reported the emergency to the response center along with images of the terrorists, so the police immediately requested backup assistance. On-san brought BF personnel to stall for time, but Chae Woon, who tried his best to protect everyone, was surrounded and couldn't fend off the numbers. He was critically shot and unable to get up. Kim Ho-sung tried to help but was also shot. Just before the terrorists could shoot Director Soor, the Special Forces police arrived in time. They quickly evacuated the severely injured Chae Woon onto a BF vehicle and rushed straight back to the company. He was taken to the underground level through a secret passage into a special lab, placed in a specialized capsule bed for medical scanning. On-san examined Chae Woon's internal organs, finding no damage, but the muscle tissue near his heart was shredded and at risk of necrosis. They decided to use cultured muscle fibers, which was still an experimental research treatment and never tested on humans before. But Chairman Yoon was confident this would be their first success, not just an experiment. After removing the bullets, they began the operation. A special serum was injected. It needed to fuse with his body's cells, but there was a risk his immune system would reject it. Researcher Hong detected damage to his left ear and auditory nerve system, likely an old injury. Chairman Yoon thought Chae Woon's ear injury and hearing issues stemmed from the Azoran bombing incident. Suddenly, his body responded to the treatment. The cultured muscle fibers started activating and healing the wound completely. They took the risk experimenting on Chae Woon, and it successfully saved his life. On-san took this opportunity to also treat his hearing while he recovered. All the terrorists were apprehended, but Prime Minister Seon realized they were facing something more serious. It seemed the mastermind behind this incident was rallying ex-convicts linked to South American gangs who put a bounty on Chairman Yoon's head, promising drug access as payment. Chairman Seon mistakenly thought his son orchestrated the shootout to test BF's secret research capabilities, which he denied, vowing to catch the culprits to ease public fears. The old man had a grand ambition for humans to achieve over 1,000-year lifespans. As the world's fourth richest person, with money and power, he felt deserving of living that long, believing his dream was now within reach. Chae Woon awoke disoriented, wandering the secret lab and finding many organs cultured in research tanks. Behind BF's secret research, they were more than just a cultured meat company for food. They were venturing into medical applications, culturing artificial blood, hearts, lungs, and intestines. Chae Woon felt disappointed that he was used as a test subject for these artificial organs, but On-san assured him there was no organ transplant. His wound was only treated with cultured muscle fibers. He decided to leave the lab and go to President Lee's home, but found Prime Minister Seon there instead. Seon had received reports of someone from Chairman Yoon's group being critically injured. Seeing Chae Woon, who had been uncontactable all night, in good health, confirmed his suspicions that BF possessed advanced medical technology. He wanted Chae Woon to stop pursuing the Azoran bombing case culprits and just focus on uncovering BF's secrets, but Chae Woon insisted on finding the real culprit behind the incident. After going outside, he could clearly hear the guards whispering. So he tried turning up his phone volume, realizing his left ear had become hypersensitive to sound. After he calmed down and returned to the lab, On-san explained they had transfused Chae Woon's cultured blood due to severe bleeding, then added cultured muscle fibers to the wound, fractured ribs, and torn arm muscles. Seeing his recovery was a total success given they were uncertain it would fuse with his cells. For his left ear, On-san had secretly inserted a removable electronic skin graft to enhance audio signal reception. His left ear could now detect sounds up to 30,000 Hz, inaudible to normal humans. Yoon Ja-yu called a team meeting to confirm the cultured muscle fiber treatment was a success. She then discussed Dr. Kim's case with Ms. Hong, who was closest to him at work. In the past, when Dr. Kim's wife's treatment failed, he had told everyone he understood they did their best. Ja-yu didn't know if he resented her and had been waiting to get revenge, potentially planning to commit suicide mid-flight to make it look like she poisoned him, destroying both her and BF. However, Ms. Hong didn't think he had been plotting from the start. She noticed he started changing his daily routine from the previous year. Every Wednesday, he would leave work promptly at 6 p.m. to attend a cancer support group. At first, she thought it was positive as he seemed to be opening more to others. But not long after, he stopped going to the group, saying they were just cowards. Chairman Yoon asked Director Sword to track Dr. Kim's whereabouts every Wednesday after 6 p.m. Coincidentally, the prototype sensor suit that was bulletproof and blade-resistant had just been produced. He gave suits to both Chae Woon and Kim Ho-sung, but the two argued and fought as Chae Woon didn't see Ho-sung as his partner, preferring to work alone. He also kept information of Dr. Kim's whereabouts to himself. Eventually, Chae Woon accepted Ho-sung as his partner to work as a team. They followed Chairman Yoon to meet the Prime Minister before Chae Woon slipped away to meet President Lee. He was suspicious of his own involvement with BF, having been hired around the time the lab was hacked, followed by the death of Dr. Kim, who took charge of the lab. Then the terrorist attack. The timing of everything seemed too precisely connected, as if he was just a small piece used for some greater purpose. He worked solely for President Lee to investigate the Azoran culprits, wanting to ensure he wasn't unwittingly serving the Prime Minister or Chairman Sion's hidden agenda. Ja-yu had survived many assassination attempts, leaving her in a constant state of stress and anxiety, often hearing phantom gunshots. Chae Woon comforted her, admiring how she faced every challenge head-on. On-san had just explained to him the origins of BF. Back when they were university students, their professor Kim took them to witness the government's culling of infected pigs. It was horrifically inhumane. After that, Ja-yu took 2 terms off. When she returned, she explained her new mindset to him, that humans aren't actually the dominant species atop the food chain. We have to consume living things, plants or meat, to survive. We're not a perfect dominant species. BF's origins were an attempt to break free of the food chain. It's like letting humans breathe without oxygen. But Yoon Ja-yu had a secret she never told anyone. Her twin sister suffered from CJD, mad cow disease in humans, and she could do nothing but watch her siblings suffer and die, being told it was caused by eating infected beef. She always regretted not having the ability back then to replace her organs and revive her. Now that humans could break free from the food chain, Chae Woon asked if her next goal was for humans to become immortal with her culturing human organs. She denied this and didn't believe immortality was right for humans. And somehow relieved Chae Woon, as he was always afraid of top-notch technology being often repurposed into weapons. As a soldier, he was initially excited to receive his first weapon, but then realized it was made to take lives. The next day, he and Kim Ho-sung teamed up to investigate further. They pretended to be Dr. Kim's brother and son, trying to gather information and learn Dr. Kim was particularly close with a man named Park Sang-min, but he was now unreachable too. The address he had provided to the officials was also fake. Chae Woon spotted a suspicious car he recognized parking near his home, so they tailed it. But the driver became aware and fled, prompting a police chase. The man drove into a small alley and run, so Chae Woon and Ho-sung split up to search. Ho-sung found him first and tried to apprehend him forcefully but failed and got stabbed with serious wound. Chae Woon got lost, so he decided to remove his earplugs and utilize his special enhanced hearing ability. He could hear fighting but couldn't pinpoint the location. Then the criminal spoke deridingly about how incompetent BF's bodyguard was. That's when Chae Woon knew Ho-sung must be in danger. He searched around but only found Ho-sung lying bleeding and unconscious. As Chae Woon decided to run after the criminal, the police arrived and accidentally apprehended him instead, allowing the real criminal to escape.